Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Good afternoon. I was a little dizzy this morning from it being super cold. When I left, it was 41 degrees and my windshield was completely frosted over. So, yeah, I wasn't in the right state of mind to give a hello to all my peoples. So it's January 19th, which means it's popcorn day. Who doesn't love some popcorn with some TV shows or movies, or just when people are acting crazy? Maybe when you guys are playing like games together as a family, popcorn. And it's also Cork Day, which I actually had to look it up. I was shocked. I did not know what this was. Apparently it's in the cheese family, and it's between like a yogurt and a soft cheese, but they put it in like desserts. It's like a custard almost, but it's Cork Day. So if you didn't know about it, you should look it up and maybe incorporate it into some of your dishes if we can even get it. I've never seen it before. Is it at Publix? Does anybody know what Cork is? I don't know. I saw the dishes though and they looked amazing. So yeah, Cork. Learn something new every day. Just like it's Tin Can Day. So we get to learn a little history about tin cans. Apparently, back in the Napoleonic Wars, there was a big contest to discover how to preserve food. So I don't know the name of the person who did it. I think it was a chef in France who came up with a directory of how to preserve different foods. And then in the early 1800s, they came up with using tin, and the first tin can factory was in 1812 in Britain. So, I never even thought about that. Like, I knew it was an earlier development. It wasn't like ancient technology or anything, canning food, but I never like really knew what the history was. So there you go. We got to learn together. And I really don't know more of the story than that. I think it was a gradual progression, and like it started with the directory of like how to preserve different foods, and then other people built off of it until it finally got to the tin can. So it's also Artist is Outlaw Day, which I think is absolutely brilliant, because you know how the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, when you go for like movements, like I don't know, like yesterday when we were like talking about Martin Luther King, and you're talking about like equality for all people, or even when you're talking about religious movements or any kind of like social movements, art plays a huge part, a big role in those movements. And it's because you can have 1 million people draw, paint the same exact scene, but it will all be done differently because it's all done from different perspective. And it's also done with a different technique. And none of the techniques, none of the perspectives will be exactly the same. So you end up putting part of your soul into it. Now, when conformity is being pushed on people, where they have to all be the same, or they can't go out of line, or this and that and the other, art is the first thing. Artists are the first ones to break the rules and to like draw outside the line, so to speak. So Art as an Outlaw is a pretty cool day, if you ask me. I think it sounds awesome. It's also Brew a Potion Day. So this is really cool. It's not serious. You're not supposed to actually brew a potion to hurt someone or force someone to fall in love with you. It's just for fun. And to learn the history behind the word potion, which is a Latin word for drink, is all it was. And then old medicine apothecaries would make potions to fix your ailments. So just like a Pepto-Bismol, or that NyQuil that you take right before bed if you have a cold, those are all potions. Ta-da. And now in more recent times, potions are more because you don't count the stuff that's made by the pharmaceutical companies. It's all handmade or homemade potions that are called potions. So they usually have herbs in them, and they're like for aches and pains usually, or for swelling, but home remedies, or maybe even like for balding, or different things of that nature. So yeah, potions. So you can look up potions for different little home remedies, and it's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of herbs and natural remedies, and I even like making little concoctions to get rid of the little sugar ants in my house. And you can like use borax, and there's like so many really cool home remedies, and that's pretty much what potions are. So yeah, not to like get the mystical factor out of it, because most people think of magic and hocus pocus, but I mean, when it really breaks down, it was all just a different form of science back in the day. And people didn't really appreciate it, or were a little afraid of it, so it got that part of it, that little snare to it. It's also Gun Appreciation Day, which I'm not getting anywhere near the modern debate, political, which is definitely where it came from, because the day actually came up as a response to people wanting to get rid of guns. So people wanted to show their appreciation. So there's probably a lot of gun shows going on today. I worked, so I don't think I've ever even been to a gun show or anything like that. But I thought, as part of just appreciating the day, we should go a little bit of history about it, where the first gun was. So the first gun was, of course, in Asia. It was in China, to be more specific, and it was called a hand cannon. So of course they had the black powder. That's where black powder came from, gunpowder. And so they had these little tubes, and you would put the gunpowder in the back and ignite it, and it would shoot the little bullet out on the other side, and it would be a little hand cannon. So fun little history. And that was 1000 AD or CE, or whichever way you say it, but 1000. I mean, we didn't get muskets until like the 16th century? No, 17th century. But still, that was like 1000. I mean, imagine what was going on at that time. And they had hand cannons. And then it took a while for, I guess, it to spread to Europe, and then to evolve into actual muskets, where they had an aim, a scope, and all of that stuff. So anyways, I found it fascinating, so I thought I'd share. And the day's almost over. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.